I want to understand this terminology a little bit more. So if you could expand on, net zero economy, and when did, the world and then Canada, or you personally as well, got entrusted into it?
I think that's a very pertinent question. There's so many terminologies going around all over the world, and they all mean very different things. So I, prefer using the terminology of a low carbon economy. It's much easier to understand. When we say net zero, what we're talking about is that net zero refers to the greenhouse gas emissions, right? So net zero greenhouse gases being emitted into, into the environment. But net zero, what that means is that it doesn't mean zero. So it doesn't mean that it doesn't necessarily mean that your economy is not emitting any GHGs, any greenhouse gas emissions. But what it means is that, you could be emitting GHGs in one part of your economy as long as you're compensating for them by, capturing and storing in another part of your economy. So on net, your country is not sort of emitting GHGs, but in reality it is. So it's not the perfect term. In an ideal world, you wouldn't want to be emitting GHGs at all. So you could still continue to produce oil and gas or coal. You could still continue to do those activities, but as long as there are certain plants in Canada that are in the business of taking carbon from the atmosphere and sort of storing it underground. So as long as you're doing that, you're okay. So that's what net zero means. A low carbon is, simply as the term suggests, low carbon as minimally low as possible. And then there's also the terminology green economy. Now that can really vary depending on who you're talking to. Different organizations, different countries, different people have different definitions for that. But basically green also refers to sort of, the methodologies or the processes of how you manufacture goods, electric vehicles, for example, or how you retrofit, homes and buildings. So green is also implies, a very minimalist or zero usage of any carbon in the process. But that can also, again, that definition can vary depending on who you're talking to.